Greetings, punks, goths, metalheads, herberts, herbetters, Martians and subterranean folk. How you all doing? My name's John and this is the Health Anarchist channel. Well, today we're kicking off the video at Buckton Vale Reservoir and we're going to be doing a bit of hill walking up onto the moor. I'll just show you now. Well, today's walk will be heading to the back of the reservoir here and we'll be going up onto the moor, climbing the hill to the right, and we'll be following it over, and eventually we're going to be working our way back down to Carbrook village. Now, this is a route that I've never done before. It's a little trail I found at the back of a reservoir a while ago, and it looks like it leads up onto the moors, so it's going to be an unknown for me. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to lead, but we'll follow it and we'll have a bit of an adventure today. So should we get going? Yeah! So this spot here where I am, this is where I got to on that other walk a while ago, and I saw that there's a trail that leads upwards in between these two hills, so hopefully I can pick a trail up on the right hand side. From what I know, I just spoke to a couple of people, it is difficult on that side to get up, but we'll give it a try anyway. Over the stream we go. Right, just going to pick the trail up on this side of the stream. So I've been thinking about doing this walk for a little while now. I've been fancying doing something a bit more adventurous and a bit of an explore. So here we are today and we'll have a crack at it. Every bit of trail that I get today is a bonus because there might be parts where there's no trail. So let's go. Right, it looks like there's a very wow, look at this place I've just come across. This is beautiful. This is an absolutely gorgeous location, and it'd be nice coming here in the summer for a picnic. Just goes to say you never know what sort of things you're going to find on a walk, and I wasn't expecting this. And you'll never know unless you come out walking yourself. So I'm just having a little think while I'm sat down here by this little waterfall. Now I can get up onto the other side. It looks a bit steep and it's a bit of a sketchy, narrow track, but I'm going to have a crack at it. Once I'm up there, I'll be able to see a bit better and see if there's any better tracks. Just going to attempt to cross this stream now. Doesn't look too bad. Never be too confident though. Get onto this big rock here. Better. And a little jump over here. Right, after a bit of a climb and a scramble, and I tell you it was a climb and a scramble, managed to get on one of these little narrow tracks, and they are the faintest narrow of tracks, but hopefully they'll take us up there and we'll get onto a better track. Right, I'm up now, I'm at the top, and that was an insane climb, I can tell you. But I'll just show you around where I am now. We're just basically in the middle of moorland. There's no distinguishing features of a track, but I know the rough direction where I'm heading, so I'm just going to cut across the moorland now and try and find a track. You often see these on moors, little offering dishes to the local gods and the fairies and pixies. No, actually it's something to do with grouse. It's either feeding grouse or medication for grouse or something. Someone will correct me in the comments. So some of you watching, you might have read a book called The Secret Garden, or watched a TV show or a film when you was a kid. Now, being on the moors, to me, it's a bit like having your own secret garden. No one else about today, absolutely no one but me. There's a few people at the bottom, but yeah, it's like your own private secret garden. It's great. So I'm actually on the lookout for a good wild camping site for next year. Ideally, I'd like it to be a woodland area, so you've got a bit of privacy and seclusion away from people, you know, at least a good few meters away from a public footpath or so. So I've got my eyes out. I did see some pine forest, but someone's saying it's really dangerous camping in pine forest, so maybe I'll look for something else. But yeah, I fancy doing a bit of wild camping now, getting away overnight somewhere. Talking of wild camping, I've heard about the new Lanshan 3 micro light tent. I mean, it's just come out, this one, and it's so lightweight you can fit it in a pocket. Apparently it's like, once you get it out, it's basically like 10 packs of Rizzler papers, like for rolling cigarettes, but you just join all the Rizzler papers together and you make like a tent shape. So yeah, looking forward to getting that one. Right, I've just climbed that little slope I pointed out earlier, so I'm probably at the highest point that I'm walking today, and I'll just show you where I've came from. So I've come right down from the bottom of the valley down there, and you can see Carbrook village just below us. That's where I'm heading towards. In the very far distance you can see the tall buildings of Manchester, or Mordor as I like to say. So we've got a little tree growing up here on its own on the moor. Against all odds, but trying it is. So I'm going to be walking straight across this moor now. Now you see the far hill. I'm just going to be going round the side of that and then going down. But for now, I've got the moor to myself, besides the wildlife. I'm following the faintest of tracks. You can just make it out, but it's enough to lead me in the right direction. I've personally come up here in the winter in the snow. I think it was January one year, a few years ago, and I saw a mountain hare in its snow white winter coat, and that was a sight to behold. It was a really beautiful magic moment, just capturing that pure white hare running across the snow.
As I walk through dismal moors, I feel like I've lived there before. I see the silent ancient rocks, seen by others of centuries gone. Stray up the main track, I get lost, forgotten places that I find. A small gravestone with a faded name, 1742, its very age. Others pause, pause, pause. You have lain here oh so long. Others pause, pause, pause. You have lain here oh so long.
So I've been up on this moor longer than I thought I would, but it's been nice. It's been very peaceful. I've had it all to myself, so I can't grumble. Another thing some of you might notice who walk on the moors, you seem to lose track of time. It either seems to go longer or quicker. I always seem to underestimate distances. When I look at a map and I measure it out, I think, well, that's not far, that'll take me so long. But in reality, when I actually get on the moor, it actually takes me a lot longer than what I thought. I think mainly because you're not walking on a flat, level surface like on a pavement. You're walking on steep, rugged terrain, which is more difficult, and you know, it takes more energy and longer to navigate it. I always seem to forget that. This is the sort of rugged terrain I'm coming across. Now, if you can see, there's a little track at the right hand side of this hill ahead, right at the edge. That's where I'm aiming for. Hopefully I'll get onto a proper track there. Sometimes it's really nice to be out in nature and just experience proper quiet and silence. Now today, for example, up on this moor, it's absolutely silent, apart from me talking and the odd aeroplane going over. But if I just shut my trap for a minute, you'll be able to hear how quiet it is. So as you can hear, very quiet. Some people find that unsettling, they find it unnerving. It's like they have to have a constant dialogue going with other people, and you know, they'll fill any silences with sounds. And you know, that's fine, everyone's different, but I mean, I love silence sometimes. It's like yin and yang with me. I like being social and chatting sometimes, and I also have a very quiet side. So yeah, a bit of both. Right then, after a ruddy good trek, I finally got onto the main track again. Right, so I eventually got onto the main track again. I didn't think it would take me long to get onto this, but it took me quite a while. But nevertheless, I'm here. I'm going to be following it down in this direction now. Now, I was going to follow the track round the side of that hill there to the right of it, goes round. But I've never been this way before, so I'm going to try this way. I don't actually know if I can get down this way, so we'll give it a go. So I do enjoy exploring new areas on walks. I really do love that more than anything. I suppose it's a bit exciting because you don't know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, I take all basic precautions, you know, and safety, but I do like exploring new places. And today has been a pocket of the area where I live that I have never explored, and I found some really nice places, especially that waterfall early on. That would be a lovely picnic site in the summer. Like I say, I don't know exactly where this is going to lead me. I hope it's going to lead me down in the direction of Carbrook village, but we shall soon see. Now, I know there's a series of these circular stone structures. I think it's something to do with grouse shooters going in there. But I'm guessing that this track is fairly well worn, so I reckon it probably will go down maybe to the side of Buckton Reservoir. We'll see. Right, well, that turned out to be a dead end going that way, so it was a bit of a wild goose chase. It just ended it like a cliff drop. There's no way I could get down, so I'm gonna have to go all the way back round, retrace myself back and get up to the side of that hill with the track at the side, because I know that leads down. So yeah, sometimes you try a shortcut and it doesn't work out. Right, I've just backtracked all that way and I've finally found the path that I needed to be on. I should have just gone this way in the first place, but I thought I'd take a shortcut. But that didn't end well, did it? Now, I need to get a crack on now before it's getting dark. So this is the track I needed to get on, to the right here. Now I know this track well, so we're on safe territory now. I do need to start pressing on now because it's going to be dark in about 40 minutes, so all going well, I should be off the moors by then. It's not great being on the moors in the dark. I have got an emergency torch, but it's just nicer to do when it's lighter. So it has been a very strenuous walk today. I mean, going across the Peat Moor, it's very rough terrain. I did trip over a couple of times, but I don't think I captured it on film. Once my glasses like banged up and really hurt the bridge of my nose. The second time, the drinks bottle I've got in a pouch in my backpack came flying out. So luckily the peat was soft, and apart from getting a wet boot and a wet knee, I'm absolutely fine. So when I was saying I wanted to find the main track early before, this is what I meant by the main track. Still very rough, narrow track, but it's like, you know, very clear, and I know where I'm going on here, even though it's still quite stony and rough underfoot. Right, I'm in familiar territory where I know now, so I'm not too worried about it getting dark because I know where I am. It's only when you're in unknown territory and you're not quite sure where you are, that's when it gets a bit concerning when it gets dark. But I try my very best not to ever let that happen. Right, we can make out Carbrook village below us now. That's where we're heading. Just above it, on that little mound of a hill there, that's where the remains of Buckton Castle lie. It was like a little mound and a moat. It was a circular castle, a curtain walled castle, which would have been an important castle, but it's a bit of a mystery. Nobody really knows anything about it, none of the details. There's a couple of lines in historic texts that mention it as a ruinous castle, but they've had archaeologists from Manchester University excavate it, and local archaeology groups, and very, very little's been found. I think a couple of scraps of pottery which was pretty indistinct, and a bit of burnt animal bone, and it's just very mysterious, bizarre. And what's very odd is hardly anyone in Greater Manchester knows about this, well, the remains of a medieval, what would have been an important castle, and it's just not common knowledge, and it's very unknown about. Weird, innit? So I'm almost down now onto the bridle way which leads into Carbrook village. So I'm going to wrap this video up now. So thanks for coming with me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. And until the next video, keep yourself very safe, and don't forget to be different, stay weird, and stay free. Bye.